I'm going to now, any questions? Anybody have any questions? We're going to go and do a listing presentation now. Want to jump in? Anybody can make one of your own. Where's Suhey? She outside? Said she was coming in. Oh, she's still on there. Okay, said she's walking into the building. All right, anyway, so this is a PowerPoint that we have already established, and you can hit this PowerPoint. And what I did was a day or two before, this is just a listing that I sold a couple of years ago, right in my neighborhood. And the lady said, you know, you want to come over? I made a date to go over. She didn't want me coming there the same day, or I would have used the Google shot. I drove to her house, drove by slowly like a stalker, took this picture, and then went back home and put together my PowerPoint. So this is the PowerPoint page 1. The second thing I did was I arranged for a listing appointment, but she was still, I don't think this was too much after COVID, but I know it was after COVID. So she, I don't know, wasn't ready to have me come to her house. She didn't want the pressure of me coming to the house. So I did a online presentation just like I'm doing now. So page 1 was a picture of her house, and you could go in here, put your picture here. It's just a regular PowerPoint. If you don't know how to do it, Fred or I can help you put it together, and I put in all the information myself. So this is just my credentials. You could put yours in here. Obviously, you got to put your own. If you don't have any of your own, you can put your picture here and then put the office credentials on here so that you can toot your own horn. Find something. Like Suhey now, how many credentials do you have now?
I have 3.
So if you have designations, you've taken a accredited buyer representation or anything like that, or you've got any other skill, put it on here. I don't care what it is. Put it on here. Put something on there so you have some sort of information. So I went from that, then I started out, and here's what we're going to do, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. What we're going to do, I want to set you up because I want to take control. When I'm taking a listing appointment, I need to show them that I know what I'm doing and I'm taking control of this conversation. First, we're going to do is I'm going to analyze your property. Let me stop now for a second and go back. Originally, when we get to the front door, Zig Ziglar said we have 3 different types of receptors in our head. One is the audible. They like to hear it. Like somebody says, you buy me stuff, but you never say I love you, because they need to hear it. You can give them all the stuff in the world. If you don't tell somebody you love them, they don't hear it. Buy them all the stuff in the world, huggy, kissy, whatever, but you don't say I love you, like you don't love me. You never tell me you love me. There are other folks that you could tell them I love you all day long. It's like, yeah, talk is cheap. You never give me anything. Some people feel love when they receive something. And then some people are huggy, touchy-feely. You could tell them you love them all day, buy them everything, but you don't make physical contact. They don't feel the love. So what is that, and how does that relate to my real estate world? Well, Zig Ziglar said that you get to the front door, you ring the doorbell, they answer the door, big smile, shake hands. It is really nice to meet you, with a big smile. Shake hands, a good handshake, and then hand them something. That's the reason why we've got tchotchke pens with a logo on it, why you have a business card, why you make a key ring, or in Vicky's case, she made a magazine, you meet somebody, hey, how are you? Nice to meet you. Here's me right here. And so you've reached out to the person that loves the physical touch. That's the handshake. Really, really nice to meet you, with a big smile. You've gotten the audible one, and then the one that wants to receive stuff, you gave him a pen, you gave him a key ring, you gave him something right at the door. Everybody follow, and then pay him a compliment. Beautiful house. Something nice about the house. That's a very nice pair of shoes you have on. Boy, that's some grip that you have. I don't know. Something, pay him a compliment. The reason I say I don't know is because I don't know the person that's going to be standing in front of you. I've met so many different people, I kind of can tell if I have nothing positive that I can think of, I'll compliment them on their handshake, just something. Got to make some sort of compliment when you meet them. Next thing we're going to do, they usher you in the door and they ask you, okay, what do you want to do first? Like they want to take you right away to the living room. And what do we do with that, Jenny? Where do we want to go?
Kitchen.
Why in the kitchen, not the living room, Jenny? You're a guest in the house, aren't you?
Yeah, but people make important decisions in the kitchen table.
People make decisions as a family in the
Yeah.
kitchen.
And what about if they don't have a sitting area in
Well,
the kitchen?
wherever
Doesn't
the
matter. Just go to the kitchen.
Just go
You
to the
gotta
yeah,
kitchen.
walk
just
in
yeah.
there like you
the
own
the
the place.
place where people will meet. If there's no kitchen, there's a little dinette set, whatever,
Yeah.
then that's it. But that's where people sit. You got to go where people congregate. My living room would be useless to me. We don't even have guests going in, and nobody uses the living room. Just doesn't get used. So the formal, like in my house, island in the kitchen. That's it. That's where we would congregate in my house. Everybody's going to be different, but you've got to figure it out and get there. Let's go to the kitchen. Well, you'd be more comfortable in the living room. Nah, I'd rather be in the kitchen. That's the room that sells the house. Take me to your kitchen. Set up. Somebody says, no, I insist. You know, I really will feel more comfortable in the kitchen because I have a whole system on how I do this, and I really would like to do it the way I want to do it. Take control. Don't let them start leading you around because the minute that they become the boss, then you have an opportunity to get fired. When you're the boss, you have an opportunity to fire them. If you're not, you can be, as the saying goes, I don't want to be your bitch. I want to take control of this listing appointment so that you respect me as the professional that you brought in, right? You don't walk into a mechanic shop and go, give me that wrench. I don't think these brakes are no good. Give me that wrench. Let me move to, like, you listen to what the guy said. You're the professional, or he's the professional. So you're the professional in the real estate deal. So we got into the kitchen. Can I show you the house? Well, hang on a second. Before we do that tour, just want to give you a little information. Here's how I work. First, you're going to give me a tour of the house. Then we're going to come back and I want to understand what some of your concerns are, things you want to think about. And then I'll give you my opinion of the home. I'll also tell you about my customized marketing plan and what I plan on doing. Then we're going to discuss the price. And if we can agree on the price, my marketing plan, what I think of the property, then we're going to have to make a decision on whether you want to hire me or not. Okay, does that sound fair? Okay, great. So take me on a tour of your house the way you want me to describe your house to somebody else. That's what a listing appointment is. Anything that you want. What do you mean? Well, just start taking me around. I'm going to ask you some questions like I'm a prospective buyer and I want you to point out things that you love about your house. And then we're going to make a mutual decision. What do you mean mutual decision? I haven't said I'm going to hire you. Well, I haven't said I'm going to take the listing. I don't want to come off like super desperate that if, I'm going to grovel to take your listing. When you're in a good position, you can be in a position to be like, if I want this listing and this person is not a nut job, I want the listing. Or you could just say, if this is not financial in your head, obviously, if this is not financially worth it to me, I don't know that I want to deal with this. Say, you know what, if I am going to have to deal with all the headache and all the aggravation, I want a straight 6%. I'm not discounting 1 cent. Otherwise, it's just not worth it to me. Right, Vic? You've been there. Like to some people that just absolutely will torture you. And if I'm not getting top dollar for this, I don't even want it because they're going to drive me nuts. So let's talk about something that at that listing appointment, obviously you're going to have your PowerPoint, whether you put this into a loose leaf and you flip pages, just like some people do. You get a little 1/2 inch loose leaf and you put them in a little vinyl jacket and you flip the pages and say, okay, here's the first thing is my 10-step process to get your house sold. Some people you have a nice big tablet, right? I saw you have a big tablet. You can put that PowerPoint on your tablet and you set it up and you can put a little clicker on it and change the slides or just swipe the slides as you're going the same way I'm doing this with you and go through the whole process. Because when I started out in real estate, this was a hard job. You took a listing, you spent a fortune advertising it. You had to run around doing everything was physical. Every print was physical. Every piece of advertising was a physical printed copy of something. We did not have an internet. Can you believe that? We had no internet.
I think real estate is hard now with the internet.
You believe it? It was no internet. So what about, couldn't you just pick up a cell phone? Hello, no cell phones. Did not exist. This thing that I could take a picture with did not exist. Camera was a camera. When I had film in the camera, I took a picture of a house, took pictures, had to go to a 1 hour photo booth in every supermarket shopping center. They had a little hut in the middle. You went in there, you gave them your film rolls, you signed some pieces of paper, and the next day you drove back because somebody would pick it up overnight, bring it to a laboratory, develop them, and the next day you picked up 24 hours. That was like super lightning fast. You went and picked up your pictures, physical pictures, and you had to put those physical pictures. If you wanted something mounted on a page, you had a piece of paper with a square cutout, and the picture was put in from the back. You think it's hard? You have no idea what we had to do, and you had to run around everywhere. No cell phones. Again, cameras, all this other stuff. Okay. And we're going to talk about what we're going to do when we're ready to put this house on the market, that we're going to create a bunch of marketing materials, whether it's a postcard, social media posts, etc. People are expecting you to put it out there. All right. So do you take a listing, stick it in the MLS? They'll see it in the MLS, but they do want to see it in other places as well. They really do. So you got to at least start doing some social media posts. One of the things that I always have told people is when I list this home, I'm going to share it with the people in my office, and it's going to be all over the internet. I like to walk through the house. You're going through somebody's house, you'll open a closet, and you're going to see the closets are packed most of the time, and you're going to ask them to take out 2/3 of the contents of the closet. Joe, what the hell am I supposed to do with 2/3 of my closet? Well, you don't wear it all at once. Are you selling this house? Yes, great. So go get some Rubbermaids or some moving boxes and start sticking stuff in those boxes that you're not going to use for the next 2-3 months. It's end of winter right now. Get your winter clothes, get them out of here. Start bringing in your spring clothes, thinning out some stuff. Why are you doing that, Mr. Barada? Well, because somebody's going to open your closet and they're going to see it stuffed to the gills, and their brain is going to register that those closets, not enough closets in the house. You can have lots of closets, but if they're all full, they're going to appear to be not enough closet space. Got it? So when closets don't look packed, it looks like to a buyer subconsciously that there's a lot of closets. Did you see the closet in that house? Oh my God, I walked right in there. There are some walk-in closets, as big as they are, they feel tight because there's so much junk in there, right? So you got to thin it out. You got to make it look good, all right? They're going to be a final inspection, and I could recommend you might, if a house looks like it's in disrepair, you might want to recommend a pre-inspection. A pre-inspection is going to bring in either a John Pigeon type contractor, or you bring in Matt Galley or one of the other inspectors to do a once over through the house. The seller, it's their listing, they should be paying for that, and you bring in an inspector to just walk through, because there might be a lot of issues. You might see like a really old boiler that's going to need to be replaced, or an electrical service panel that is in disrepair, in bad shape, water tank, boiler, all the other things that you might not recognize. They might be looking for things that you wouldn't see, cracks in the foundation, things that aren't working, that the seller has an opportunity to fix before we go live. Does that make sense? Am I talking too much? Okay. Nobody answered that one. All right. So we could.
You're fine, Joe.
Thank you. So that's why when we get a listing here, everybody should be asking the people they know, hey, everybody that I know in my phone, who do we know might be good for this particular listing? Do we know anybody want to buy this listing? We don't? Okay, great. tell the whole world about it. But in the meantime, let's try and get it sold in-house. We should be doing that. Okay. So Kelly's got a listing. Everybody should be posting that listing. Anybody currently a listing? Patricia, you're staying out of jail, right?
Yes.
Okay. You're working on another one. Good girl. And Patricia has a listing. We should all be posting this information out. Do we know anybody for this awesome co-op in Yonkers that's for sale? It's a 2-bedroom, or I don't know what it is, 2-bedroom with a bonus room, 2-bath, great building, whatever the listing is. Grab it and share it. All right. Well, I'm going to share this with everybody. There's a media plan in here. I'm not going to itemize every single thing, but here's what we're doing. We're going to tell them how important it is to price this property correctly the first time around. If it's listed too high and we start reducing the price, what does the public say? How low is it going to go? Right? That's what happens. So by putting something, oh, do me a favor, just list it this price, you could take that listing because they're going to give it to somebody. So it's a double-edged sword. If you don't take it for the higher price, but it should be something in writing that says if we don't sell this house at the price that you want in the next 2 weeks on this particular date, we're lowering the price to the price that I suggested. Get that in writing on the listing so that I don't have to call up in 2 weeks and go, hey, Mr. Jones, yeah, remember you told me that I could lower the price in 2 weeks. Well, it's 2 weeks. Oh no, give it another 3 weeks. No, I want it in writing that the price has to come down on such and such a date if it doesn't sell or get any offers at your price. Remember, they didn't buy and sell homes every day. We do. And we know what we're doing. They don't. Okay. So less aggravation, faster sale, easier for financing. And if this is really overpriced and we get buyers that don't have the extra cash and it doesn't appraise, we're going to have to lower the price anyway. Okay. What else do we have? Expect the best. Closing without surprises. Thank you very much for your time. I'm going to send everybody a copy of this. You can make your own marketing plan, but it's all set to go. Do whatever you want on there. Just running out of time. So you get the idea? You could do this. Let me tell you, if somebody says on page 2, listen, Mary Jane said that I need to hire you and that I should hire you. Do not say, oh, wait a minute, I got to go through the rest of this presentation. Just pull the paperwork out and get it signed. Got that? Don't blow it. If somebody says, don't worry, I'm giving you the listing, great, let's get right to it then. Here's the paperwork, sign the paperwork. All right, this is for somebody, a standard person. We don't know who they are. You went to a for sale by owner, for example, and they want to know about you and everything else, and we're going to take a listing, or somebody gave you a lead, or somebody just called you up out of the internet and just said, come over, I need you to tell me what it would take to get my house sold. I want to go through the whole process. All right, otherwise, somebody says, okay, I'm ready to list my house now. Don't bother. Just pull the paperwork out and say, okay, great. Have information ready, but not go through the whole sales pitch. Because by giving them too much information, if they're ready to sign, you could actually make them consider, maybe I should call somebody else first. I walked into somebody's house and they said, Bob told me to hire you. I'm just going to pull the paperwork out, tell them about their house, take me around. Great. Here's the listing agreement. Here's what we're going to do. Sign here, please. Any other questions today? I'm going to send that listing presentation out as soon as we're done. We're good? You guys sleeping? Put you to sleep?
Nope. You're good.
Great. Okie doke.